That his favorite verse was read out here, and his favorite verse was Mark 8:36, and he loved saying that, "For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?" That is a verse he loved. Maybe before I talk of his illness, I can mention that dreadful day of August 15th, 3 days after Rachel's birthday. It was a hectic period for us, no doubt. I will not go into details, but for me it was divine intervention, because just when he was trying to leave the house, he couldn't leave the house for one reason or the other. We requested, the Archbishop Ole Sapit called in to request him to assist in clearing the protocol processes, so that since he had already decided that he was going to announce the results on that day, Ole Sapit called in to say, Archbishop Ole Sapit, he called in to say, "I need you to assist me clear the religious team into the bomas because the queues are heavy." And when I asked who had called in, because he had received almost 4 or 5 calls before that, and he kept on saying, "I don't like these calls I am receiving." So when I asked, "So who has called in?" he said, "It is the Archbishop." He explained what he was trying to say, and I told him, "Please request the Archbishop to come home." They said, "But they're just 5 minutes away. Are you ready to receive guests?" I said, "Yes." So in less than 5 minutes, actually 5 minutes, a team of 14 religious men drove into our compound. They came in, they stood in the sitting room, they said they are not sitting. And I said to them, every morning I pray for my husband. Every morning we stand at the door and I would say, "I'm praying for you. I'm praying for your wisdom, that God gives you direction." That started in 2017. I told the Archbishop, today I could not pray. So please, just pray as he proceeds to Bomas. And the Archbishop prayed. They all prayed. I offered them tea so that I could delay them a little, because my husband had come in early in the morning. He had taken a rest and I needed him to, he was still dressing up. And they said, "No, we are not sitting. We have prayed, we want to leave." I used the security guards to delay him. Thank you, Mahanu, who was head of our security. He ensured they tried to delay, and the next thing there was a procession to Bomas, and with this gentleman in the middle of that procession. That's how he got to Bomas. The rest you know and you saw. For me, that was divine intervention. Because he came home and he said, "I saw somebody point a gun at me." And I think it was the security that pushed him down, and then they took him out. I tried to ring him when the fracas was taking place. Even before the fracas, we tried to reach him. We couldn't reach him because Rachel's friends were telling her, "Your father is being compromised. We hear he's delaying announcing the results." So when we tried to find out what is happening, we even called upon Sam Gituku. He happened to be airing Citizen Live. I asked him, I got his number, I called, I said, "There's something happening at Bomas. Can you put it on air?" And he said, "I don't see anything happen." In less than a minute, he says, "Oh my God, I now can see what's happening." He says the only thing he could do for us was to refer us to some human rights institution, because there's nothing more he could do. But we thank him for whatever little that he did. So there was the fracas. I called in. I tried to reach him. I couldn't reach him. Eventually, I got the aide to take the phone to anybody who was around him. The nearest person he found was Bishop Oginde. And I asked him, "Is my father alive? That's my husband alive? That's all I need to know." He said, "Yes, I can see he's alive." I said, "You are a man of God. Please speak the truth." He says, "It is the truth. Your husband is alive." So that is how that day went. Of course, there's so much more to it. If you're interested, you'll have to look for me at another time. But I don't think it's a discussion we really want to engage in. because it was very rough for us as a family. Jonathan and Emmanuel were not in Nairobi, yet people kept on coming in and telling the aides, the brother is here, he wants to come in. But we thank the security that we had on that day. So this handsome gentleman of mine, I will not go into the story. You were told about the first surgery. When that first surgery, the first diagnosis took place, there was discussion to have the surgery